The Paraguay national football team is controlled by the Paraguayan Football Association, Asociación Paraguaya de Fútbol, and represents Paraguay in men's international football competitions. Paraguay is a member of CONMEBOL. The Albirroja has qualified for 8 FIFA World Cup competitions: 1930, 1950, 1958, 1986, 1998, 2002, 2006 and 2010, and has reached the second round of the competition on 4 occasions. A regular participant at the Copa América, Paraguay have been crowned champions of the competition on 2 occasions, in 1953 and 1979. Paraguay's highest FIFA World Rankings is 8th, March 2001, and lowest is 103, May 1995, and was awarded second place with Best Move of the Year in 1996. The national team's most successful period was under the coaching of Argentine Gerardo Martino, who was awarded with the South American Coach of the Year in 2007 and took Paraguay to the quarter-final stages of a FIFA World Cup competition for the first time in history in 2010, and also to the final of the 2011 Copa América, where Paraguay finished as runners-up. In the entire national team's history at the FIFA World Cup, both Carlos Gamarra and José Luis Chilavert hold the distinction of being selected as part of the All-Star team, being for the 1998 edition. Paulo da Silva holds the most amount of appearances for the national team with 150 match, and Roque Santa Cruz is the all-time leading goal scorer with 32 goals. Denis Caniza, who was present with the national team from 1996 to 2010, is the only player to have represented Paraguay in 4 consecutive FIFA World Cup competitions: 1998, 2002, 2006, 2010. History. The beginning. 1900 to 1930. Soon after the introduction of football in Paraguay by Williams Parr, the Liga Paraguaya de Fútbol, today Asociación Paraguaya de Fútbol, was created in 1906. The first national football team was organized in 1910 when an invitation by the Argentine club Écules of Corrientes was received to play a friendly match. Members of that first national team were F. Malian, G. Almeida, A. Rodriguez, M. Barrios, P. Samaniego, J. Moran, Z. Gadia, D. Andreani, C. Mena Porta, B. Villamayor, M. Rojas and E. Erico. The match ended in a 0-0 draw. Because of the increasing number of invitations to play matches and international tournaments, the Asociación Paraguaya de Fútbol decided to officially create the national team and select the striped red and white jerseys that until this date remain as the official colors, taken from the Paraguayan flag. In late 1919, Paraguay accepted the invitation to play the 1921 Copa América, and in order to prepare for that occasion, a number of friendly matches were played between 1919 and the start of the tournament in 1921. The first of those friendly matches was a 5-1 loss against Argentina, and it marked the first international game by the Paraguayan national football team. When the 1921 Copa América finally arrived, Paraguay surprised everybody by beating then 3-time South American champions Uruguay by 2-1, being this the first match in an official competition for the Paraguayan football team. Paraguay eventually finished 4th in the tournament and became a regular participant of the tournament for the next editions. In 1930, Paraguay participated in the first World Cup, organized by Uruguay. In the first round, Paraguay debuted and lost to the United States 0-3. to then defeat Belgium 1-0, with a goal by Luis Vargas Peña. Only one team was to advance from the group stage, and the U.S. left Paraguay behind. First taste of success, 1930 to 1970. After strong participations in the Copa América tournaments of 1929, 1947 and 1949, where Paraguay finished in second place, Paraguay was ready for their next World Cup competition. The return to the World Cup was in 1950, where Paraguay faced Sweden and Italy in Group 3. Paraguay failed to advance to the next round after a 2-2 draw against Sweden and a 2-0 loss against Italy. The first big success came in 1953 when Paraguay won the Copa América disputed in Peru. In the road to the championship, Paraguay defeated Chile 3-0, Bolivia 2-1, and Brazil 2-1, and tied against Ecuador 0-0, Peru 2-2, and Uruguay 2-2. Since Paraguay and Brazil were tied in points at the end of the tournament, a final playoff match was played between them, with Paraguay winning the final by 3-2. Key players of the campaign included Angel Berni, Heriberto Herrera and Ruben Fernandez. The coach was Manuel Fleitas Solich. For the 1958 World Cup, Paraguay surprisingly qualified ahead of Uruguay, beating them 5-0 in the decisive game, with a team that contained a formidable attacking lineup with stars such as Juan Bautista Agüero, José Parodi, Juan Romero, Cayetano Arriacut and Florencio Amarilla. In their first game in Sweden, Paraguay were 3-2 up against France in a game they lost 7-3. A 3-2 win over Scotland and a 3-3 draw with Yugoslavia saw Paraguay finish third in the group. The departure of several of their stars for European football, mainly Spain, resulted in a weakening of Paraguay's football fortunes somewhat, but they were only edged out by Mexico in the 1962 qualifiers. More continental success, 1970 to 1990. Paraguay fell short in subsequent World Cup qualifying campaigns, but Copa América success, and that of one of its premier clubs Olimpia in the Copa Libertadores in 1979 shored up Paraguay as a solid player on the continent. The 1979 Copa América was won by Paraguay after finishing first in Group C, which had Uruguay and Ecuador as well, with 2 wins and 2 draws. In the semi-finals, Paraguay defeated Brazil by an aggregate score of 4-3. In the finals, Paraguay defeated Chile by an aggregate score of 3-1 to claim its second continental crown. Players such as Romerito, Carlos Alberto Keyes, Eliseo Solalinde, Roberto Paredes, Hugo Ricardo Talavera and Eugenio Marel were an important part of the team. Coached by Ranulfo Miranda, Paraguay ended a 28-year absence from the World Cup in 1986 with a team starring Roberto Fernandez in goal, Cesar Zabala, Rogelio Delgado and Juan Bautista Torrales in defense, Jorge Amado Nunes and Vladimiro Schettino in midfield. Midfield playmaker Romerito and strikers Roberto Cabanillas, Ramon Angel Maria Hicks and Rolando Chilavert, the older brother of José Luis Chilavert. In first-round matches, Paraguay defeated Iraq 1-0, goals scored by Romerito, and then tied Mexico 1-1, goals scored by Romerito, and Belgium 2-2. Both goals scored by Roberto Cabanillas. They reached the second round where they were beaten 3-0 by England. The Golden Generation, 1990 to 2011. A drought followed once again. as Paraguay failed to reach the 1990 and 1994 World Cups. In 1992, Paraguay won the South American pre-Olympic tournament, which guaranteed a spot in the 1992 Summer Olympics football competition. In the Olympics, Paraguay finished second in its group and were eliminated by Ghana in the quarter-finals. The most important aspect of that Paraguay team was the emergence of new young players like Carlos Gamarra, Celso Ayala, José Luis Chilavert, Francisco Arce and José Cardozo, which became part of the golden generation that led Paraguay to 3 straight World Cups and good performances in continental competitions, establishing Paraguay as one of the top teams in South America alongside Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay. 1998 FIFA World Cup Paraguay concluded the qualifiers for the 1998 World Cup in second position, 1 point below Argentina. The Albirroja returned to the FIFA World Cup final stages for the first time since 1986. Coached by the Brazilian Paulo César Carpegiani, the squad featured experienced players. Paraguay were drawn into Group D, alongside Bulgaria, Nigeria, and also Spain. On the 12th of June, Paraguay would face Bulgaria where the match would end in a 0-0 draw. On the 19th of June, Paraguay faced Spain as the two sides drew 0-0. Paraguay were then scheduled to face Nigeria in the last group stage fixture on the 24th of June. Nigeria were already through to the next round after winning their first 2 group stage matches. The match concluded 3-1 in favor of Paraguay as they finished in second position of the table with 5 points, and they advanced to the round of 16 to face hosts France. On the 28th of June, France and Paraguay met. France were without the number 10 Zinedine Zidane, and were held 0-0 by Paraguay for 90 minutes. In the 114th minute of extra time, Laurent Blanc scored for France, eliminating Paraguay via the golden goal rule. Defender Carlos Gamarra and goalkeeper and captain José Luis Chilavert were selected as part of the 1998 All-Star team. 1999 and 2001 Copa América. Paraguay were hosts of the 1999 Copa América, played in 4 cities throughout the country. Head coach Ever Hugo Almeida selected an experienced squad, with the majority of the players having been present at the 1998 World Cup. Grouped with Bolivia, Japan and Peru, the Albirroja played their first match of the competition, drawing 0-0 against Bolivia. On the 2nd of July, Paraguay faced Japan and sealed a 4-0 victory in Paraguay's third and last group stage fixture against Peru. Paraguay won 1-0. The Albirroja topped the group with 7 points. Paraguay were drawn against Uruguay at the quarter-final stage. The match was decided via a penalty shootout, which saw Paraguay defeated 5-3. Following the conclusion of the competition, striker Roque Santa Cruz was awarded with a 1999 Paraguayan Footballer of the Year award. In the 2001 Copa América, head coach Sergio Markarian selected a squad of mostly domestic-based players. Paraguay were drawn against Peru, Mexico and Brazil in their opening fixture on the 12th of July. The fixture ended 3-3. On the 15th of July, Paraguay drew 0-0 with Mexico in their second group stage fixture. Paraguay then faced Brazil on the 18th of July in the last group stage fixture. Brazil won 3-1 and eliminated Paraguay, who had obtained just 2 points at the competition. 2002 FIFA World Cup Paraguay began its 2002 FIFA World Cup qualification campaign in March 2000, suffering a 2-0 away defeat against Peru. 1 month later, they defeated Uruguay 1-0. On 3 June 2000, Paraguay secured a 3-1 home victory against Ecuador, before Paraguay were defeated 3-1 away against Chile. On 18 July 2000, Paraguay earned a 2-1 home victory against Brazil. Paraguay then drew the next 2 fixtures. Paraguay then earned 4 consecutive wins against Venezuela, Colombia 2-0, Peru 5-1, and Uruguay 1-0, to move into second position in qualifying. Paraguay fell 2-1 away against Ecuador. Paraguay defeated Chile 1-0. Paraguay were defeated 2-0 away against Brazil. Paraguay defeated Bolivia 5-1 at home. 1 month later, Paraguay drew Argentina 2-2. Paraguay maintained second position in the table. Paraguay were then defeated 3-1 away against Venezuela and 4-0 against Colombia. Paraguay finished in 4th position after round 18, with 30 points, qualifying for the 2002 FIFA World Cup. Both José Saturnino Cardozo and Carlos Humberto Paredes were in the top 10 leading goal scorers of the qualifiers, Cardozo ranking 5th, with 6 goals in 14 matches, and Paredes ranking 10th, having scored 5 goals in 16 matches. Paraguay came into the 2002 FIFA World Cup tournament with most of their players from France 98th, as José Luis Chilavert would captain the Albirroja at the tournament. Cesare Maldini's appointing as coach in January 2002 had caused controversy as domestic managers were overlooked, prompting the Managers' Union to try to unsuccessfully expel him for immigration breaches. Paraguay were drawn into Group B with Spain, South Africa and Slovenia. The Albirroja would face South Africa in their opening group stage match on 2 June, with a match that tied at 2-2. Paraguay faced Spain in the next fixture on 7 June. Spain defeated Paraguay 3-1. In Paraguay's third group stage fixture against Slovenia, Paraguay won the match at 3-1. Although Paraguay and South Africa had finished with 4 points each, the Albirroja progressed due to goal difference. Paraguay were then drawn against Germany at the round of 16 stages. Germany, who had been the more dominant side throughout the match, scored in the 88th minute to win the match, ending Paraguay's tournament. 2004 Copa América. Coach Carlos Jarasagua took a relatively young squad to the 2004 Copa América, with the majority of players tied to clubs of the Primera División Paraguaya. Paraguay had been drawn into Group C, with Brazil, Costa Rica and Chile. A penalty sealed Paraguay's 1-0 victory in their first group stage match against Costa Rica. Paraguay earned a 1-1 draw with Chile in the following match. In Paraguay's fixture against Brazil, Paraguay earned a 2-1 victory, which saw Paraguay top the group as undefeated, with 7 points. Paraguay were drawn against Uruguay in the quarter-finals. A 3-1 Uruguay victory eliminated Paraguay from the competition. 2006 FIFA World Cup. Paraguay began the 2006 FIFA World Cup qualification with 3 wins in their first 4 fixtures. In 2003, after losing 4-1 to Peru, Paraguay notched consecutive wins against Uruguay 4-1, Chile 1-0, to reach first position of the table. In 2004, Paraguay drew 0-0 against Brazil and lost 2-1 to Bolivia. Paraguay got their only win of 2004 against Venezuela, a 1-0. Paraguay ended the year with a 1-0 defeat against Uruguay. In 2005, Paraguay lost to Ecuador and then defeated Chile 2-1. In their next fixture, Brazil defeated Paraguay 4-1. Paraguay defeated Bolivia 4-1. And Argentina 1-0 for Paraguay's first official victory over Argentina. They defeated Venezuela 1-0. In round 18, Paraguay were defeated 1-0 at home against Colombia. Paraguay concluded the qualifiers in fourth position, qualifying for their third consecutive World Cup. José Cardozo finished second in goals scored with 7. Head coach Aníbal Ruiz took with him 8 European-based players and 11 South American-based players, including captain Carlos Gamarra, to Germany for the 2006 tournament. This was Paraguay's third consecutive FIFA World Cup tournament, and the team had experienced players within the side. Paraguay were drawn into Group B alongside England, Sweden and Trinidad and Tobago. Paraguay faced England in their opening group stage match on the 10th of June. England managed to hold on to a 1-0 lead to earn a victory. They faced Sweden on the 15th of June in a match which Sweden eliminated Paraguay after just 2 group stage matches without the Albirroja scoring a single goal. Paraguay's only compensation came in their third and last group stage fixture on against Trinidad and Tobago on the 20th of June. Paraguay's 2-0 victory. Paraguay finished third in the group. Paraguay's group stage elimination made them the only South American national team which did not advance beyond the first round. Upon the conclusion of Paraguay's 2006 FIFA World Cup campaign, Aníbal Ruiz resigned as head coach and Raúl Vicente Amarilla was assigned as the interim coach. Paraguay's national squad underwent a major transition after Germany 2006 because of the retirement of key players including José Luis Chilavert. In 2007, Argentine Gerardo Tata Martino was designated as head coach. 2007 Copa América. Gerardo Martino took with him a relatively experienced squad to Venezuela, with Dario Verón, Claudio Morel Rodriguez, Carlos Bonet, Julio Manzur, Paulo da Silva, Aureliano Torres, Roque Santa Cruz and captain Julio César Cáceres all reappearing for the national team, and newcomers Enrique Vera, Oscar Cardozo and the Argentine-born Jonathan Santana were appearing for Paraguay in their first major tournaments. The competition also proved to be one of the last national team involvements from veteran Nelson Cuevas. Paraguay were drawn into Group C, alongside Argentina, Colombia, and the USA. In Paraguay's first fixture, they would defeat Colombia 5-0 after a hat-trick from Roque Santa Cruz and a double from Salvador Cabañas. In Paraguay's second fixture against the USA, Edgar Barreto opened the scoring in the 29th minute just before the USA's Ricardo Clark would level the scores in the 35th minute. Paraguay would win the match 3-1 after a goal from Oscar Cardozo and a 92nd minute free kick from Salvador Cabañas would seal the game for the Albirroja, with both Paraguay and Argentina having obtained 6 points and qualifying from beyond their group C. The two teams faced in the last group stage fixture with a less strengthened side. Roque Santa Cruz, Edgar Barreto, Christian Riveros and Paulo da Silva all commencing on the bench as Nelson Cuevas would gain his first appearance of the competition, and Aldo Bobadilla would play a full 90 minutes of the fixture, replacing Justo Villa for the second time in the tournament. A 79th-minute Javier Mascherano goal was enough to seal a 1-0 victory for Argentina, as Paraguay advanced to the knockout stages to face Mexico. Mexico had already beaten Brazil in the group stage and had finished in first place of their respective Group B with 7 points. After Paraguayan goalkeeper Aldo Bobadilla had earned a straight red card in the 3rd minute, Paraguay conceded a penalty in the 5th minute and eventually found themselves down 3-0 at half-time. Mexico would score another 3 more goals, thrashing Paraguay 6-0 and ending their Copa América campaign. 2010 FIFA World Cup Paraguay commenced their 2010 World Cup qualifying campaign with a 0-0 away draw against Peru. Paraguay followed this draw with 4 consecutive wins against Uruguay, 1-0, Ecuador, 5-1, Chile, 3-0, and Brazil, 2-0. These victories placed Paraguay in first position of the CONMEBOL table in 4 matches, and Paraguay remained in first position of the CONMEBOL table for 9 consecutive rounds. From round 4 to round 12, Paraguay lost for the first time in qualifying in a 4-2 away defeat against Bolivia. Paraguay traveled to Argentina. 1-1 was how it finished. Days later, a 2-0 home victory against Venezuela as Paraguay remained in first position of the CONMEBOL table. Paraguay then earned 2 1-0 victories against Colombia and Peru, the results keeping Paraguay in first place of the CONMEBOL table as 2008 concluded. Paraguay's qualification campaign in 2009 commenced with a 2-0 away loss against Uruguay and a 1-1 away draw against Ecuador. By June, Paraguay suffered a 2-0 home defeat at the hands of Chile. Paraguay were defeated 2-1 away against Brazil in the last 4 matches of the qualification campaign, which 3 of the 4 fixtures would be played at home. Paraguay earned a 1-0 home victory against Bolivia. Qualification was secured in the next fixture against Argentina on the 9th of September, when Paraguay won 1-0. Paraguay concluded the qualification campaign with a 2-1 away victory against Venezuela and a 2-0 home loss against Colombia. Paraguay concluded the qualification campaign with 33 points, as Salvador Cabañas finished in 6th position of the leading goal scorers, having scored 6 goals. Paraguay had an experienced side with Roque Santa Cruz, Edgar Barreto, Carlos Bonnet, Enrique Vera, Christian Riveros, Nelson Valdez and Paulo da Silva. Paraguay had qualified for their 4th consecutive FIFA World Cup, and the 2010 edition proved to be a record 4th consecutive World Cup for Denis Caniza. The final squad consisted of 9 European-based players. Paraguay were drawn into Group F alongside Italy, Slovakia and New Zealand. Paraguay would face Italy in their opening group stage match and would take a 1-0 lead in the 39th minute. Paraguay eventually drew 1-1 after conceding a goal in the second half. Paraguay faced Slovakia in their second group stage match and secured a 2-0 victory. In Paraguay's last group stage fixture, they played out a 0-0 draw with New Zealand, and finished first of Group F. Paraguay were drawn against Japan at the round of 16 stage. After 120 minutes, the match was tied at 0-0 and determined via a penalty shootout. Paraguay won the shootout at 5-3. The win meant that Paraguay had advanced beyond the round of 16 for the first time in the national team's history. The Albirroja were drawn against Spain at the quarter-final stage. Paraguayan goalkeeper Justo Villa saved a penalty kick, but Spain scored in the 83rd minute. for a 1-0 result, and went on to be crowned as world champions in the final. The quarter-final appearance was recorded Paraguay's best-ever performance. After the match, Gerardo Martino stated that he would be leaving his position at the end of his contract. 2011 Copa América. At the 2011 Copa América, Paraguay were drawn into Group B with Brazil, Venezuela and Ecuador. Paraguay drew their opening group stage match 0-0 with Ecuador. Paraguay leveled with Brazil 2-2. As Paraguay would settle for their second draw of the tournament, Paraguay played out a 3-3 draw with Venezuela. Paraguay concluded the group stage phase with 3 points from 3 matches. As the group's third-place finisher and the competition's second-best third-place finisher in the group stage, Paraguay were drawn against Brazil at the quarter-final stages. The match was decided via a penalty shootout. Paraguay won the penalty shootout 2-0. Paraguay then faced Venezuela in the semi-final. Paraguay won 5-3 via their second consecutive penalty shootout to send Paraguay to the final. Paraguay faced Uruguay in the final, the first time that Paraguay reached the final since the 1979 Copa América. Paraguay lost 3-0. Paraguayan goalkeeper Justo Villa was awarded as the best goalkeeper of the tournament. Gerardo Martino resigned soon afterwards as coach of the Albirroja. Decline. 2011-present. 2014 FIFA World Cup qualification . Francisco Arce took charge of the national team for the qualifiers. In rounds 1 and 2 in October 2011, Paraguay were defeated 2-0 away. 4 days later, Paraguay drew with Uruguay 1-1. Paraguay earned their first win of the qualifiers when they defeated Ecuador 2-1. Fourth position was the highest ranking that Paraguay achieved throughout the qualifiers. As the national team faced a series of losses, Paraguay were defeated 2-0 against Chile and 3-1 to Bolivia. Francisco Arce departed as coach in 2012 after Paraguay's loss against Bolivia, and was replaced by Gerardo Peluso. Paraguay were defeated 3-1 against Argentina, 2-0 against Venezuela, and 2-0 against Colombia. This string of losses placed Paraguay at the bottom of the table. Paraguay ended the losing streak when they defeated Peru 1-0. Only their second win of the qualifiers. Paraguay's then tied Uruguay 1-1. Paraguay were defeated 4-1 against Ecuador. In round 13, Paraguay lost 2-1 to Chile in a match where Roque Santa Cruz's goal brought his tally to 26, which made him the all-time leading goal scorer of the Paraguayan national team's history. By this time, Gerardo Peluso had departed and coach Victor Jeans would ultimately be in charge until the qualifiers were concluded. Paraguay next defeated Bolivia 4-0. However, a 5-2 defeat against Argentina officially eliminated Paraguay from qualifying. Paraguay's last 2 matches in October 2013 saw them face Venezuela and Colombia. The match concluded 1-1. In Paraguay's last fixture of the qualifiers in round 18, they lost to Colombia 2-1. Paraguay finished in 9th position of the table, having gained just 12 points from 3 wins and having been defeated 10 times. The 2014 FIFA World Cup qualification campaign proved to be unsuccessful. Throughout the duration of the qualifiers, Paraguay changed coaches 3 times. 2015 Copa América. Paraguay's campaign in the 2015 Copa América was much more successful than their qualifying campaign to Brazil. In this competition, Paraguay made it to the semi-finals. defeating Brazil in quarterfinals via penalty shootouts, after the score being 1-1. Although they were eliminated by Argentina by a score of 6-1. 2016 Copa América Centenario . Prior to the competition, the Paraguayan press had labeled Roque Santa Cruz, Nelson Harado, Paulo da Silva and Justo Villa as historics, being the only 4 experienced and veteran players in the squad selected for the competition. Santa Cruz suffered an injury and was later replaced by Antonio Sanabria. Following an unsuccessful campaign, Ramon Diaz announced his resignation as coach of the Albirroja in a press conference at the Estadio Defensores del Chaco after returning to the country. He had already received criticism from former Albirroja great José Luis Chilavert, who stated that the team was managed based on friendship in the federation due to corruption, and opined that Diaz is more of an office person. José Cardozo, former Albirroja leading goal scorer and current coach of Chiapas in Mexico, also expressed his dissatisfaction with the Albirroja. He stated that, "There are players that do not even know our national anthem, and we used to play until we would suffer severe injuries, and we performed because we loved the Albirroja. Today, someone has pain in their stomach and does not want to train." Carlos Gamarra and Francisco Us played many times with busted ankles, and I once played with a damaged knee, remembered Cardozo. Former Albirroja World Cup veteran Celso Ayala spoke to Hoy.com and mentioned that, "Any team beats us. In the Albirroja, we've stopped kicking, blocking and heading. Uruguay, for instance, never forgets about its roots. And we have to be like them." Results and fixtures. The tables below include matches from the past 12 months as well as any future scheduled matches. See also 2016 Paraguay national team results and 2017 Paraguay national team results. 2016, 2017. Players. Current squad. The following 27 players have been called up for the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualification matches against Colombia on October 5, and Venezuela on October 10. 2017. Caps and goals current as of October 10, 2017 after the match against Venezuela. Recent call-ups. The following players have received a call-up within the past 12 months. Pre-preliminary squad. Records. As of October 10, 2017. Players in bold are still active at international level. Technical staff. Head coach. Francisco Us. Tournament records. Head-to-head. World Cup record. Asterisk denotes draws include knockout matches decided on penalty kicks. Copa America record. FIFA ranking. Titles. See also. Paraguay women's national football team. Paraguay national under-23 football team. Paraguay national under-20 football team. Paraguay national under-17 football team. Paraguay national futsal team. Football in Paraguay. Official site of the Paraguayan Football Association. RSSSF Archive of Results 1919 to 2004. Planet World Cup Archive of Results in the World Cup. Planet World Cup Archive of Squads in the World Cup. Planet World Cup Archive of Results in the World Cup Qualifiers. Paraguayan Football Site.